Welcome back to the Triple XP Arcade, the podcast where nerd culture levels up. We're here to press X on all things nerdy. So grab a token, press start, and let's rack up some
Triple XP!
Today in the arcade, as always, we have myself, Drew.
Everyone, Lex is logged in here.
What's up? It's Gigs.
Today in the arcade, we're continuing our October Outbreak episode series of Halloween/spooky themed episodes. So today's topic is scary movies. Now, you might have heard from our last episode, we've got sort of a bigger bank of experience on these because Lex, every year, likes to watch a horror movie or a scary movie every day in October. Is that right, Lex?
That is correct.
How long have you been doing this for?
Not too long. Last year was the first one where I actually did 31 movies in 31 days.
Wow.
This year, I've missed maybe 2 days so far, I think just from exhaustion from work. But before that, it would be at least 10 to 15 movies for the month of October at the minimum.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's great. And do you have a set of movies that are always on the October rotation? So like every year I gotta watch these movies, or do you always try and find new ones every year?
There's ones on rotation every year, like the must-haves. So, like Casper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the 1995 Casper or whatever with like Christina
Ricci. Yep.
Yeah. Hocus Pocus is a main one.
Always a good one. Yeah.
Yep. I think those are my two must-watch every year classics for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Very lighthearted ones. Nice background ones. I feel like there's more, but I can't think of them off the top of my head right now.
Okay, so you're not necessarily diving into like pure horror for the entire month. This is just like Halloween movies, some of which are horror movies, other ones are just fun Halloween movies.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
So, is it fair to say that you do like scary movies?
Do I like scary movies?
Yeah.
I want to say yes.
Yeah.
With an asterisk.
Okay.
Like, I like them, but then a lot of it, like, there's always a couple of them where it gets to my head at night, and then I'm like, oh my god, I can't look in the corner, or I don't want to close my eyes or turn my head.
Yeah.
I think so. I scare myself a lot of the time, but I do enjoy the thrill, and it's mainly only for October, and when I'm watching with people, because I'm not going to actively seek out a horror movie and watch it by myself. I would just give myself anxiety attacks, I think, at that point.
Okay.
Gigs, how about you? How do you feel about scary movies?
I like scary movies. I just don't watch a lot of them. So I'm kind of like Lex, or actually, I guess I'm the opposite of Lex. I like watching movies by myself, but the problem is my wife really doesn't like anything scary related. So it's kind of hard for me to find both the time and the space to watch a scary movie, because I'd like to watch it on my TV in the living room, but obviously that's kind of right in the middle of the house. So, my wife can't really walk around the house, so to say, because she'll get scared, right? And then she'll talk to me during the movie, and then I'll be like, I gotta pause it. So I don't watch too many, but when I do watch them, I generally I really like them. And I like the more thriller type scary movies, not so much slasher flicks or gory. I don't like gore. It doesn't really do anything for me. It's not scary. I think it's just kind of like off-putting. And that's not a feeling that I like. I like the more tense, stressful feeling. So
yeah. That makes sense. For me, I do like scary movies. I think I've sort of tapered off a little bit, I want to say, in the last few years. But when I was a little bit younger, I did the same with Lex. I did the horror movie every day in October. I would go out of my way to try and find kind of the scariest movies that are out there. The blockbuster ones and some of the sort of the hidden gem ones that don't come up in frequent conversation. For me, the horror movie genre was always fun because the way that I always put it was, if you find a really scary movie, especially the ones that kind of last with you afterwards, like Lex, what you're saying is like, kind of like you still feel scared after the movie. This is, in my opinion, one of the few times or few scenarios in real life where you can be genuinely scared or terrified, but know that you're physically safe. You're not in any immediate danger. You know, you're not going to be harmed because you're just in your living room watching a movie, but having that sense of fear, knowing that you're safe, is kind of a unique experience, I want to say. So that's why I really liked watching scary movies in the past. I think for me, the reason why I tapered off recently is because if we're doing this kind of marathon like Lex and I have done in the past, you kind of burn through a lot of the good horror movies.
Yeah.
And then now when you're digging through, Tubi is actually really bad for this. Tubi has like thousands of horror movies. It almost seems like it's just like a dumping grounds for any horror movie that ever was made. And a lot of them are really bad. Not bad like, oh, they're not scary. They're just like bad movies altogether. And so for me, lately in the last few years, I'm like, I just feel like I don't want to commit to trying to watch, some new or some hidden gem horror movies because I feel like I've seen a lot of the ones that are worth watching already.
Yeah.
So...
it's funny now that you say that. What just came to my head is that I find that scary movies or horror movies are kind of similar to Kung Fu in the sense that like there's really, really good ones like classic Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but then you have the extremely campy stuff. And I feel like there's a lot of that for both Kung Fu movies and horror movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. And I know you mentioned, Gigs, that you kind of like the more of the thriller types of horror movies. Lex, what genre of horror movies or types of horror movies do you typically prefer?
That's a good question. It honestly, I think it depends on the movie itself. Like, I don't choose a genre. I like how it's directed or story wise. Because like there's a couple where I really like the slasher one, like House of Wax. That's one of the classics for me. It's dumb. Paris Hilton is in it, and I think that's her first and only movie. But it was just, I don't know what it was. It's just like one of those like cult classics to me personally.
Yeah.
But then there's also like Hocus Pocus and Casper, which are very kid movies. But I think because I watched those so much growing up, I really like those.
Nostalgic factor, right?
Yeah, but then there's like the really scary ones, like The Conjuring. And I think I really liked that because it was the first time I watched like a really, really, really scary movie in theaters. So just reminding me of that atmosphere. And the same goes for Smile. Like when I watched that in theaters, I watched it with my brother, and oh my god, it doesn't apply the same when you watch it in your living room. When you're watching that one in theaters, oh my god, the music is very unsettling. But it's honestly like a huge mix. Like I like the thrillers, I like anything with twists. But then you watch so many of these that you need a Casper or a Hubie Halloween.
Oh yeah, you need that. It's like a comic relief. You just need some sort of like something to relieve that pressure of horror, constant jump scares.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You need like the more, not lighthearted ones, because like Tucker and Dale versus Evil is another like lighthearted one, but extremely gory.
Like Shaun of the Dead, right?
That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen Tucker versus Dale, Gigs?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Or Tucker and Dale? Okay, good.
But yeah, no, like there's no set genre. It's I just like finding the good ones. And Drew, you've recommended amazing ones in general. So it's pretty funny because whenever you've given a reco, I watch it with my brother and my wife. But every time you give a reco, we often save that for like the Friday night or the Saturday night or even like the Halloween night, because we're like, oh my god, Drew recommend. Like if my brother would go like, oh, we gotta save that one. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, you got a movie reputation. That's good.
Yeah, like 99% of the time it's good. I think there was only like one or two,
miss.
like, yeah, where I texted you after. I'm like, what the heck was that?
I do remember that one. It was the zombie one. I can't remember the name. Deb was in the title. Was it Deb versus the Dead? Does that sound?
Yeah, that one sounds familiar. Where it's like a zombie one. Oh my god.
Yeah. And it's got the redhead chick from the movie Accepted. I can't remember her name, but that was I know what you're talking about, Lex.
Oh.
I liked that one, but I had a feeling that one was going to be like a hit or miss because, I mean, without spoiling, the main character is extremely annoying in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really, you kind of have to watch that one with like a little bit of a grain of salt, knowing that she's intentionally really irritating for the whole movie.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Couldn't do it. I don't even think I finished that one because we were like my brother was asking, he's like, are you sure Drew recommended this movie? Or did you choose this one? I'm like, no, I swear it was his. This is not me.
Yeah, noted. I avoided any types of that of similar ones like that, I think, since then. So that's fair. That's right. I do have a 1% error rate. I feel like it's fair.
That's pretty good. In terms of recommendations, that's like S tier recommendation.
Gigs, what's the very first horror movie you remember ever being genuinely terrified watching?
Oh yeah, I still remember. It's Misery.
Misery?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. I was so young that I didn't understand what was happening, but like how it was filmed and like how crazy. I don't even remember what the actress's name is, but like
Kathy Bates?
Yeah. Her character was just like, I think it was like 4 or 5. And like, that was like a movie I remember, like I couldn't sleep and I had to go to my parents' bedroom because it was too much. And
wow.
Yeah, because when we were kids, right, we'd go to, the video store and rent a movie. And my parents rented Misery, and my brother and I, there's nothing else for us to do, so we watched along with it. And Misery is my first scary movie that I ever remember.
That's a really good one too. I mean, that's really hard to watch if you're 5.
Yeah, it's hard to watch now. It's so much. Oh yeah.
That's I would say a very kind of psychological horror one that sticks with you. Because there's nothing outlandish about it. You're like,
exactly.
Yeah, I watched that recently and I'm like, I can see this happening. That's what makes it scary, right?
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Lex? What's the first genuinely terrifying scary movie that you remember ever seeing?
From childhood or from adulthood? Because I have 2 different versions for this.
Let's do both.
Both definitely.
Okay, so childhood was Child's Play.
Oh yeah. Oh,
yes.
I feel like I knew that.
Yeah.
So the reason to that is how we got into it. I think my brother and I were like maybe 5 and 7 at the time. Or 7 and 9, something like that. We were young, regardless. My dad actually rented it from a Rogers Video or a Blockbuster, thinking it was a kids movie, because it was called Child's Play.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
forget the
picks
cover.
up the VHS. Yeah, picks up the VHS. We didn't have like a crazy setup for movies when we were growing up, but put the movie in. Sat down with mom and dad, brother. Was like the first 10 minutes were like, ooh, this is definitely not for kids. But it was the 90s. Parents were a little bit more lax, so we saw it through and through.
Yep.
Needless to say, that was a very difficult night to get through, and just for the entirety of the childhood, Gigs owned a what was that doll called?
My Little Buddy.
Yeah, My Little Buddy. Exactly.
My Little Buddy, yeah. You owned that doll, and it just, the uncanny resemblance of size, shape, look of Chucky was very concerning. Even the way your little buddy was dressed, just
It was
Ooh.
like the same outfit. It was like
Yep.
basically the coveralls or whatever, and the striped
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah, so that was the childhood one, and then of course, my mom likes getting scared sometimes too. So, Child's Play 2 was actually on TV at one point, and she invited me and my brother to come watch it.
Nice.
So back to back, but we were kids, like, oh, this is fun, and then it settles in,
Yeah.
So that's probably where that started, where like I'll lie down and I'm like, oh my god, I can't look at the corner or open my eyes because Chucky's gonna be there or something.
Yeah. But now, before you go into your adult one, I just want to mention that Child's Play is actually my childhood answer as well.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Child's Play is the very, very first memory I have of a scary movie, and kind of similar to your scenario too, Lex. Like, I remember watching that with my family, and I remember there were parts, there was specifically a scene in that movie, and it wasn't like anything graphic, but it was a screen where the shot was of like a wall or a background, and then you see the shadow of the doll walking,
Mhm.
and like the shadows getting bigger. And I specifically remember I started wailing. Like this was like ugly crying. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm scared. I was like wailing for the remainder of the movie because I was so scared. And you're like you said, like, it was the 90s, so
Yeah, our parents were just like, walk it off.
yeah, he'll be fine. And that has, like, yeah, Gig says the My Little Buddy doll scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, why did
There you
I
go.
even have that?
You must have not seen Child's Play when you were 5.
No, I didn't. I actually didn't watch Child's Play like you guys did with like my parents and stuff. It wasn't until I was older.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think my parents just didn't like that kind of movie, and
Yeah.
so we never really
Mhm.
got it.
Yeah. But you remember when we would go to your house to play games,
Yeah, you guys.
we would
hated it.
always ask you to put the My Little Buddy doll in the storage room so that it was like out of the room near us.
Yeah, it was usually
Yeah.
put in the utility room, and it just kind of like hung out with all the rest of the unfinished basement.
Honestly, even to today, I'm still unsettled around dolls. So that has had a lasting impact on me.
Yeah.
So note for the viewers, if you don't want your child growing up with any massive phobias, don't introduce them to that movie when they're 5. Okay,
Oh, man.
going back to you, Lex. Let me hear your adult scary movie pick.
Okay, so I have two, because there's also the teenhood and then the adulthood. So
Okay, I have the same.
Oh wow.
yeah, so teenhood for me was the Amityville Horror with
Ooh.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh
Reynolds.
yeah, that's a really good one. I like that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Ooh, that got me good. I watched that with my coworkers back when I was working at a fast food restaurant. We would actually get together almost every Friday night and watch a horror movie.
Mhm.
And we watched like Saw, like the slasher films, Texas
Uh-huh.
Chainsaw.
Hmm.
Amityville Horror was the first one where I'm like, I was driving home and I'm like, I can't look at my mirror
Yeah.
because of that movie. Like, there's like, not to spoil anything, but so you know how like Child's Play gave me a phobia of dolls, Amityville Horror gave me a phobia of mirrors. So
Oh, interesting.
Good thing
Yeah.
there's not many of those around, right?
Yeah,
exactly right.
you never use those.
But yeah, that one like I couldn't like close both eyes at the same time for so long, because
That's a great
ooh,
scary movie. I think when that came out, with my friend groups too, like, I remember in that year, I must have seen that movie like, honestly, maybe 10 times, because
Oh,
every
wow.
time we had a friend gathering,
oh, yeah.
there was always it was like, let's watch a scary movie. And there was always someone who hadn't
Mm.
seen it. And that was
Mhm.
always, everyone was like, oh, we got to get Amityville Horror, because we know like
Mhm.
that one's really scary.
Yeah.
And it holds up. Like, you watch that a couple times and it doesn't get any less scary. It's just that's a good one for sure.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
that's just like a generally good movie, I think, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's actually when I developed my crush on Ryan Reynolds. That was when he was like cut.
pre Deadpool era, pre canceled era.
Yeah, pre Blake Lively era.
Yeah. So for my teenager pick, actually, before you even do that, do you have a teenager pick, Gigs?
I feel like it's the same as you guys and Lex for that one. It's Amityville Horror, because that one also sticks in my mind because it was really good and we watched it a few times, and yeah, I really like that movie just in general. So
yeah,
I'd say that one as well.
Okay, so my teen pick, this was, I think you were both a little bit younger, but I think this still had the same impact. I don't know if you remember when we watched the Blair Witch Project in theater.
Oh, yes.
I wasn't invited.
Yeah, you were too young.
I think you might have been too young.
I think that was it was a PG-13 movie, I think. And you weren't.
You were single digits.
Yeah.
And we saw this in theater. And at the time when this was released, this is before sort of viral marketing and internet and stuff like that. So when this was released, our understanding, Gigs, myself, all of our cousins who we went with who were of age, it was our understanding that this was real found footage. And this is not a movie. This is not like a Hollywood movie. There were actually warning signs in the theater, both for motion sickness and nausea because of the hand cam method, and like warnings about the realistic, like this is real people and these are people are missing. So just be aware when you go in to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And so we saw that, and that movie has made me not want to ever be in the woods camping at night or anything like that. That movie was genuinely so terrifying when it came out. And then afterwards, of course, when we hear, like, this is the great thing about the Blair Witch Project is I don't think with this era of internet and spoilers and stuff now, I don't think we're ever going to get that similar experience again where we just genuinely didn't know if it was real or not.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, it was perfect for the time. And that's, and it helped too that like our brothers were, we looked up to them and we believed them. So they were just like really hamming it on, and we were like, oh my God.
There were some family vacations where we would be like in wooded areas and stuff. And do you remember like we'd be walking and then like our older brothers would just like take off running like they're breaking branches, they're throwing rocks, and we can't see anything. It's so scary.
Those punks.
It was funny because, Gigs, I think it was your brother at the time. He told me to build something out of sticks, and he told me exactly what to build it out of. So I had built it, and I can't remember if it was Drew that got mad at me because I had built it and no one knew. Yeah. And then I think everyone was freaking out. I'm like, I don't get what's wrong with this little TX thing, right? Yeah. It looks like prescription.
Yeah.
But I think your brother found it to be so hilarious that I built it because I had no idea what the context was or anything like that.
Innocent Lex. Out to do the dirty work.
So I don't think we're ever going to get that sort of experience that we had at that time again. Not with, like I said, all the digital stuff going around, but man, Blair Witch Project was amazing with the overall vibe at the time. But honestly, if you watch it now, I had my wife watch it and she was like, nah, I mean, it was okay. I got more sick than anything. And I was like, oh, but you just don't understand. Yeah. You don't understand when it's
all about atmosphere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's my teenage pick. Lex, let's go back over to you for your adult pick.
Adult pick? I think it's The Conjuring.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one I watched in theaters with one of my best friends, and oh my goodness, that broke almost all rules that I felt horror movies need to follow.
Yeah.
And without going too deep into it, and I can't remember. I think it's James Woo, the director of The Conjuring, or something like that.
James Wan.
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
He has this thing when he directs, like it's like a slow burn. It's not jump scares. It's just like you know it's gonna happen. It's just when it's gonna happen. Like it's not like the cheap ones where like they pop out of the corner.
Yeah.
It's just it's there, so your eyes are glued to the screen, but like you can't look away. So when we were watching this, there was a couple scenes where we actually had to like both close our eyes because we're like, oh my god, it's gonna happen. We can't do this. Like it was just the atmosphere of it plus the direction of it was crazy. And without going into spoilers, there's just one scene, and it's not a major spoiler or anything like that, but it's just one scene where like in horror movies, when kids see stuff, they tell the adults, and the adults like, oh, you're just seeing things or it's just play, right?
Yeah.
This one, bright of day, it happens in front of the adults, and it was just hilarious because it was like police. It's like the kids are like, oh, this is happening. The police come over. They're like, oh, you're just seeing things, and then it happens in front of the police, and then the police just immediately leave the house. We're like, no, that's not something we can handle.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets like real. Like, you're like, oh,
yeah,
okay, so authorities know about this now.
Yeah, that is a very, very scary movie. That's a good one to recommend to people if they want to be genuinely terrified.
Yeah. Well, I'm writing it on my list currently. Yeah. I gotta watch that. All right. Yeah.
There's no minimal gore to it, I think, Gigs. So it's something you can stomach, but ooh, man, it lingers.
Your wife will not want to watch that one for sure.
No,
absolutely.
See, that's the thing. When I can't do it when she's sleeping because it'll be too loud. I don't even know.
You can put your headphones.
Like that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't want to watch it like on my phone or anything. I want to be like
get immersed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you have an adult pick, Gigs?
For a horror movie? I'm trying to think. I've seen a couple recently, but they're nothing that
genuinely terrified you.
I would say the most recent one that unnerved me that I liked was The Substance. I watched that one, but I kind of watched it on the plane, so it was a little obviously not. Yeah, because it was.
The Substance is a wild movie.
Very self-conscious watching The Substance on a plane.
On the plane.
I didn't realize, people are like, oh yeah, it's a good movie. It's like, Demi Moore's like comeback movie.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, okay, excited to see it. Throw it on the iPad. And yeah, what is it, like 20 minutes into the movie when the thing happens? Obviously I want to spoil it, but I was like, oh geez. I was like hunched over, trying to cover it with my back.
Your screen. And that movie starts off pretty crazy, and that goes off the rails hard.
Yeah.
That goes.
Yes.
I remember we watched that, and there were at least 3 or 4 moments in that movie where we were like, oh my goodness, I don't know if this gets crazier than this. And then 10 minutes later, we're like, oh my God, what is going? And then 10 minutes later, we're like, what? This movie is still going? Like, with all, like, and it just kept getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I liked it, but I kind of wish I knew a little bit more beforehand, so I could have done it in a more appropriate setting.
Yeah, not a great plane movie.
Yeah, no, they should.
Was that next to your wife as well?
Yeah, of course. She was sleeping.
Double-edged.
So
okay.
She was completely passed out. So I could watch it without interruption.
Yeah. Without judgment from your wife, at least.
Yes, exactly. The people behind me, because I take the aisle, right? So,
Yeah.
There's definitely people, the cart ladies, like, excuse me, sir, you're going to have to put that away. There's children behind you.
Yeah, a 7-year-old just across.
It's just like crying.
An 11C.
Sorry.
Yeah, this one was a great movie though. So yeah, I think that is one that is I think worth a watch for sure. But I think we always say this. I think when we recommend movies to each other, it's always like don't read anything about it. Just kind of go in blind. But yes. I think The Substance, when I have suggested it to people, I kind of have to give them like a
yes,
like a warning. Like just be aware that you're getting into something pretty wild.
Yeah, it's like is it the very, very first episode of Black Mirror? Or like the first episode of one of the seasons?
Mm-hmm.
You got to tell people to be like, listen.
Yep.
Outside of that one, it's a very intriguing show.
Yeah, disclaimer it, right?
Yeah. Don't watch it with your parents.
Yeah.
Just...
So for me, this is not really like adult in terms of like in the last 4 or 5 years. This is maybe a little bit older, but I still consider this in the adulthood era. But I really liked the Paranormal Activity. Well, I want to say the first Paranormal Activity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That one, I think we watched that together.
Yeah.
I really like that one too.
Yeah. This one was, I said a few minutes ago, we're never going to get that same experience of the Blair Witch Project. Paranormal Activity, the first one when that was released, was the closest I've ever seen come to getting that Blair Witch experience again. Again, it's kind of not a Hollywood style. It's like security footage, found footage type of movie, but way less motion sicknessy for sure. But the way that was done was just so perfect, building that horror all throughout the movie, where I honestly can't remember another movie since then where I've sort of literally been on the edge of my seat gripping the entire movie, being like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's gonna happen, you know? But they built that one really good. And then as it happens with sequels, it kind of
diminishes.
Falls off.
Yeah, it goes off the rails, you know, when we get to the Paranormal Activity 4, 5, 6 kind of things. But that first one, so good.
I agree.
Yeah. I want to touch base on a series or a franchise here that I think is worth a call out. And it does kind of deviate from what we've all said we typically don't like. Because I think we all agree the movies that really focus on gore being kind of a central device in making it scary isn't really scary. It's just kind of more gross and disturbing, right? Like Hostel, not one of the kinds of movies that I would ever watch again. I'm like, well, I kind of wish I didn't see it the first time. But the Saw movies are surprisingly really good.
Yeah, I think it's the idea. It's really intriguing. I like it.
Yeah. Have you both seen all of the Saw movies?
Negative. I've only seen 3, the first 3.
The first 3? Okay, Lex?
I think I stopped at 5, maybe. Because it got progressively more and more gory, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where as it goes, it kind of embellishes more of the gore part of it. Which, like I said, same with the Paranormal Activities. I feel like the Saw movies do kind of like taper off as they get more. I think we're on 10 now.
Whoa.
Yeah, Saw X.
Right? Yeah. But that first one, Saw 1, like I will tell people who are very gore averse, you know, you don't want to watch the Saw movies, of course. But if you do want to sort of bite the bullet and watch one of any kind of like gory kinds of movies, the first Saw is so worth a watch.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's terrifying. The way that they've built the story is like so smart. It's so well done. I don't want to say too much for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, because if you talk too much about it or you kind of like say more about the story, it kind of spoils the fun of going through that whole experience. But it, you know, there is some gore. It's a Saw movie, but it's the first one, so I don't think it relies too much on that crutch for the first movie. It's there, so it kind of sets the tone, but it's not like Hostel, where it's just like every scene is just gore.
Yeah,
I think what makes Saw really cool is I think it's one of those movies where you watch it with people and then right after you talk about would you or not. You know, like if you're in there, if you're in that circumstance, what do you do? Yeah. And I think that's like a good movie to like pose that kind of question. That really messed up question. But
yeah, because these are the scenarios in those movies are like, you're right, Gigs. Like you pose those and you're like, oh, I can't even wrap my head around having to make a decision like that. So it's like, it sparks this conversation with your friend group because it's like such an outlandish scenario, but you're like, but I mean,
Yeah, but would you like?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, so Saw movies, really good. Sorry, Saw 1, really good. I think Saw 2, also really good. And then 3 onwards, I think, in my opinion, sort of tapers off a little bit.
Mhm.
So if we're going to watch Saw movies, I would say the first 2. Definitely worth a watch. Another series that I want to have a quick call out for,
Mhm.
this goes into the slasher movie types of genre of horror movies. I started watching the whole series again just in the past couple weeks, and I have to say that I've very much underappreciated this series as I was growing up. I'm talking about the Scream movies.
Ah,
Have you both seen all of the Scream movies?
I have. Yep.
only the first for me.
Oh, okay, only the first. Again, we got to be careful here with spoilers because I do, like I know you said, Gigs, you don't like slash movies, not really kind of like on the top of your list for like favorite types of scary movies. The Scream movies are so good. They are, of course, a regular slasher movie similar to what you would see for like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, those kinds of things. But Scream, watching it again as an adult versus when they first came out when I was like a teenager or a kid,
Mhm.
totally different appreciation for these. I think you probably know what I'm talking about, Lex. They're
Yep.
they're I think what is the word that kids use now? Meta. They're very like self-aware of what they are, and
Oh.
so they're aware that this is like a horror movie, but they frame it in a way that makes it not not like like the scary movie series with like the Wayans brothers and stuff, where it's like they know that they're being like they know it's a stupid movie, so they're playing it up, right?
Mhm.
This one is just very, very smartly done, where it's aware it's a scary movie, it's aware it's a slasher movie. They present rules for slasher movies in a really smart way. Everyone follows the rules, but like it's so well done. I've watched all of them again, like I said, in the past week, and then I've just been telling my wife, I'm like, these are, I can't believe I wasn't like so invested in these when these came out, but watching these again, I'm like, I think this might be one of my favorite franchises now.
Really? Okay, I'm gonna have to definitely rewatch some of them.
Yeah. What did you think about them, Lex?
I really liked them. To me, it had a little bit of a lull in the middle area.
3, 4?
And like, yeah, like it's like without like going into specifics, it's like how Fast and the Furious and how Final Destination felt like as well. Like they have a lull mid, and then they really pick up their stride in the later movies, which is weird because, as you said, Paranormal Activity, it just got worse and worse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Scream got worse and worse, and then it got better, and then like really good.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, ooh, you're rivaling your first movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because we have I think 7 is slated to be released next year.
Yeah.
Is that when 7 is? Yeah, so 6 is the most recent one. That was 2024, I want to say. So that's streaming on Crave now, but sponsor us, Crave, by the way. That's streaming on Crave, and yeah, when we're getting to like the 5 and 6 again, like Lex is saying, I agree with you, Lex. I think I was thinking after 3, I think in my opinion that's where the lull happens for me.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, 3's like, it's not bad, it's not a bad movie, but I'm like, okay, I sort of get it. And then you see there's a Saw 4, and then the first thought is like, but really, like, how do we need a Saw 4? And then
Scream 4.
Scream, sorry.
Yeah.
Scream, yeah. Do we need a Scream 4? And then I watch Scream 4 and I'm like, okay, I want a Scream 5 now. I watch Scream 5, I'm like, okay, I have to watch Scream. I'm so excited for Scream 7 next year.
dang, okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
like
like catch up before that comes out then.
Yeah, I think it's worth it for sure. Just be aware, like Lex said, there's a little bit of dip there. So Scream 3 probably is going to be like, whatever. Like, you put in the time to kind of like make that cohesive story all connect, but it's worth
like
it,
the Tokyo Drift of of
No,
the
not
series.
Tokyo Drift. Tokyo
No.
Drift is good. I think
Tokyo
you're talking
Drift
about.
was my favorite one.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Too Fast, Too Furious is what you're talking about.
It's the one. No, like in like the Tokyo Drift is like it doesn't make sense in the
Oh, in the context of it?
franchise. Yeah,
Oh, I see what
Right?
you're saying.
you know what I mean.
Ah, I thought you meant like it was a.
It's like why did you release it? You know.
Got it. Okay.
Don't be knocking Tokyo Drift, right? I
Yeah,
think all of
it's
us
so
like Tokyo
good.
Drift.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite ones too. But like in the sense of like it doesn't place anywhere. You're
Yeah,
like,
it feels out of
what
place.
what happened?
They kind of like wrote it in after as
Yeah.
to be part
Yeah.
of the Fast universe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then Fast 4 or Scream 4, you're like, ooh,
Now we're
okay.
into it. Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
You guys are making me
Yeah.
excited to watch Scream.
Lex, what are some other ones? I know I've taken a hot minute here to just give some call outs to some of my favorite series or franchises here. How about you? What are some of your favorite ones?
I mean, you hit the real good ones in general. Like the ones that are not so good, but like kind of like I don't know if they're called classics, but like Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Mhm.
very very gory, but like they continue that franchise in itself there. I think an underrated one that many people don't really talk about is the Fear Street series on Netflix.
Oh,
Ooh, Fear Street. Okay.
That one's a very fun one.
yeah. You haven't seen those, right, Gigs?
No, I don't. Well, I don't have Netflix, so
Oh, right.
I'm kind of like SOL for that.
Yeah.
Sponsor us, Netflix.
Totally know what you're talking about, Lex. The Fear Street movies are surprisingly really good.
Yes, yeah. There's that one, and then the one you had recommended, Drew, Hell House.
Oh,
Not-
right, I have that on
Not
my
a
list.
franchise, but oh man, the first one. Oh, Gigs, you can watch that one. There is minimal gore, but my goodness, that's the one that's a lingering scary. That
Okay.
one gets you. Yeah,
Hell House. Yeah,
Yeah.
you recommended that before. I have it on my I guess post it. But yeah.
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 There are 3 Hell House movies. I think the third one, similar to the trend that we're talking about, the third one feels like it sort of goes off the rails a bit, and it feels more outlandish than
the Tokyo Drift.
that's the Tokyo Drift, yeah.
Yeah,
But the first one for sure and the second one are like, those ones are scary. Those are actually really scary movies.
yeah. Like it's on the line with like The Conjuring to me. Like they're so scary that you want to forget everything. So when you rewatch it, you're like, I don't
Mhm.
remember anything about this movie because I shut it out, and you just get re-scared all over again. It's
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah. See, that's a Drew recommend. That's a Drew star.
It's a Drew Star. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You
yeah.
need to get your own little .com
rating system.
going.
Yeah. A logo of approval.
That's
It's
right.
just
Just
your
his-
face.
Like
it's an
his face with the
emoji.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or sad face for it's like it's not good.
You know, like at Blockbuster, there's the shelf that says staff picks, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
Tracy,
Oh.
Drew, Rebecca. I would always go to Drew's shelf.
Yeah.
But then there's the one Traders one that you had where I ended up going to like Rebecca's shelf for a bit. I'm like, oh my god.
You gotta keep us on our toes, right?
Yeah.
Everything can't be a banger.
That's true.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you have to have the good with the bad. Otherwise,
Yeah.
then you don't know what you're missing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bad makes the good feel more good.
I'm surprised you guys didn't mention Final Destination. I thought you guys would be all up in that.
Ooh.
I
Have you seen all of them?
Again, like the first couple.
First couple, okay.
But I know that
Yeah.
there's a lot. Whenever there's like way too many, I kind of like lose interest because it requires a lot of commitment on my part to catch up.
Yeah.
that one's heavy gore though.
Yeah, but the ideas are fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that one, like, I think that one's a good franchise as well, and it has the, I'm calling it the Tokyo, I'm coining that term, the Tokyo Drift to it. Is the third one as well, you're like, ooh, you ain't coming back from that, but then it gets so good after that again. Ooh.
It's funny. I think it's always the Tokyo Drift one that loses me. I think I watched the first 3.
Yeah.
I definitely watched the first 2, and like there was a point where I was like, I'm okay now.
Yeah,
like
you feel like you're set.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. I really like the Final Destination movies too. I'm actually really glad that you called that one out, Gigs, because it slipped my mind, but definitely worth its moment in the spotlight. My favorite part about the Final Destination series is not that it's scary. Like, for me personally, I don't think those ones make me feel scared in any way. I'm always just very interested because for me, it's like a Rube Goldberg exercise.
Yeah, it's like, where's the creative, like, because those are like really creative, like,
yeah.
you know.
So, and it's like you're watching a scene and then like someone puts their quarter down on top of a dishwasher and then the screen pans in on it and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
how is this going to turn into something completely gruesome?
There should be like a bingo card for the next Final Destination that people bring in with them.
Yeah.
It's like, that'd be so sick.
The latest Final Destination, Bloodlines, their marketing was fantastic. I don't know if you guys had seen it. So we've all watched the second one, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Which one is? I think it was the third one. Which was the one with the log truck?
That's
not spoiling. That's the very first one.
Yeah, I think that's the very. Yeah, that is the first one.
Second one.
Yep.
Is it the first? No. Is it the first?
It's in the first one or two.
Okay, maybe it's the second one.
It could be the second one.
Yeah, but
they all kind of mash together in our heads, right?
Yeah.
So.
But the marketing for their last one, they call that out as like, we've created millennial trauma, because that's true. Because every time I see a log truck, I'm like, ain't no way I'm following this truck.
Everybody switches lanes. Like nobody drives behind one of those.
Yeah. And the marketing for the Bloodlines is they just coated giant like pickup trucks, or not pickup trucks, like the
18-wheelers.
Yeah, the 18-wheelers, just with like graphics of logs. And it says, we know, or like, if you know, you know. And it's just like Final Destination Bloodlines. I'm like, wow, that's good.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Speaking of like movie marketing, I think the marketing that they did for Smile was really good too. Do you remember the viral marketing campaigns?
It wasn't it? Weren't they like bus stop posters or something? Or I might be thinking something else, but
so they had like poster ads, but they also hired just people in a lot of the major cities to just stand out in a public place with a creepy smile.
Are you kidding me? That is so smart.
Yeah. And so they would just be standing there for like hours at a time, and they would have this like sort of menacing, and that's the thing about Smile is like, it wasn't like a boo, scary horror smile. It was just like subtle enough where you feel unsettled. It's like the smile is, at a glance, maybe it looks normal, but you do a second take and you're like, it feels very unnatural. And so it kind of makes you feel kind of, I did feel uncomfortable. But yeah, there were people that were just in public spaces, in subways, in movie theaters, and they would just be paid to just kind of stand there for a couple hours and just hold that smile. And it was great because it kind of, you're like, what is going on? And then you see it builds to the movie, and then the movie kind of ties it all together. But really good marketing campaign from that group for sure.
Lex, did they hire you? Because I feel like you'd be perfect for that.
I think I would scare myself out of that. And like,
oh no, Amir.
Yeah, exactly. I get scared so easily after the movies, to the point where like my wife and my brother would sometimes unintentionally or intentionally troll me after said movie. Like, Smile. No spoilers, but like after the end of the movie, they would both just smile at me in the middle of the dark. I'm like, what are you doing? And it gets to me. It 100% gets to me. Yeah, like Hell House. My wife would start playing the piano song from Hell House. I'm like, no, stop it.
That's so good.
I feel like this is the fun part for your wife and your brother, is like,
we
want to watch Scary Movie with Lex for all of the stuff that we get to do after.
Yeah, 100%. But like, my brother would get scared too. Like, there was one, I can't remember which movie it was, but like at the end of it, we were just like kind of getting ready for bed, and then my wife was just standing in the kitchen with the lights off and everything. And I'm upstairs, and then I just suddenly hear a scream, and it was my brother, because my wife was literally just standing in the dark for no apparent reason. Just standing there, like, not like, looking at the fridge or anything or eating. It's just
Just standing.
No context, yeah.
This is why your wife is the warlord in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Just
Just needs a bell. But I think the reason she's like, oh, I was just looking for food, and then you just so happened to pop up the one time I was thinking about something. Like, okay.
Oh man.
Gigs, do you have any? I know you just called out Final Destination. Thank you, by the way. Good call out. Any major franchise? It doesn't have to be a franchise, actually, but just any call outs on your side that are kind of pop into mind?
I would say it's a franchise. And I kind of mentioned it before, but Alien. I really like Alien. I think I've watched all of them except for the very, very latest, whatever it is. That's
Romulus?
Yeah, it's Alien and adjacent, and Alien Earth, which is what I was actually going to watch this weekend.
Okay,
but yes, I love Alien in general because I like the sci-fi stuff. And that's pretty much,
that movie trope of being trapped on a spaceship, or like a defunctioned spaceship, is awesome. Like, I feel like you not only have that sense of desolation and dread, because you can, like, I mean, you can do that in the forest or whatever, right? But like when it's in a setting that we're familiar with, it's like, I mean, there's always a sliver of a chance that there could be help. Like someone could come by, you could see a car, you can make it back to somewhere where there's other people in the population, right? But in space, you're truly like by yourself.
Yes, you are you cannot leave. You cannot go outside. You are stuck. You are literally just in whatever vessel you are in, and you have to deal with it. And it's, I love that stuff. It's super creepy, and something about like that industrial space setting is really cool. Just in general, I think it's like metal as hell, and like it's really cool. It's just like it's the emo part of me, kind of like it's goth Migs just kind of coming out. So,
do you have a favorite one in the franchise?
Probably Aliens.
Yeah, the second one.
I think that's it. It's like, all right, you know, I shouldn't say Aliens. I really liked Alien, like the very, very first movie.
One. Yeah.
And it's so slow. It's really creepy. And like if you kind of have to watch it with a bit of suspension of belief? Whatever the phrasing is. Because obviously, you know, costumes and CGI kind of didn't exist at the time, but they did with what they had. It's kind of like it's amazing.
Yeah, the effects for that, like the practical effects that they put in that movie that was the first Alien was 1979.
Oh,
and
goodness.
The practical effects are awesome in that movie. So well done. I think this was okay, so hold on. I want to make sure I'm using this term right, Lex, because you're coining this and we're going to be using this moving forward. When we're talking about the Tokyo Drift of the series, this is one that feels out of place, but not necessarily sucks? Or are we talking about this is just one in the whole series that's like out of place, this movie's not good, it's like not a part of...
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Like, it's completely out of place, and then once you finish it, you're like... You may or may not have enjoyed it, but you're like, I don't think they're going to come back from this. Like, that's the end of it.
Kind of like a sort of a black sheep kind of idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I think for me, it was Alien Resurrection, the one with Winona Ryder.
That's the one that I was exactly thinking of. That's the Tokyo Drift.
the Tokyo Drift.
That one felt just like you know the tone from the first two. And Alien Resurrection, the tone felt different, like totally not the same as the first two, in my opinion.
Yeah, it felt like it was trying too hard. If I were to give it some sort of personality, it's just like it's trying to impress you, and it's like, no, you're just being kind of cringe. Like, get out of here.
Yeah. All the other ones, though, I think one that wasn't widely regarded as like a good movie critic movie was Alien versus Predator, and I thought that movie was
What?
thick.
I love that one.
Yeah, I don't think AVP is kind of like it's like a Fast and the Furious sort of thing where it's for the fans, not so much for the critics.
Yeah, that one. If I'm being totally honest, I can't even remember if there was a good story, but that was a total fan service movie because they were like, "You like aliens? You like Predator? Let's have them fight for 2 hours."
Yeah,
And
it's
I was like, I'm down.
It's Rachel's Thanksgiving trifle or whatever from Friends,
That's right.
and we're all Joey. Yeah,
Yeah,
Custard
that was-
good. Beef good.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with AVP. That's a standout in my opinion.
Yeah.
Predator wouldn't be classified as a horror, right? That's more action.
I think it was an action movie, yeah.
Action movie, yeah.
'Cause it
it
started
off with
Arnie, right?
Yeah, Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I think the main difference there is I think the Predator in the first movie, of course, it's like stalking, picking apart the team, but
Mhm.
ultimately you have Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's like he's gonna be in a position where he's gonna like hand to hand fight this Predator or something like that.
Mhm.
Like this is gonna be building up to be like an Arnold is gonna be the superhero kind of movie versus the Alien franchise. Like that felt like a true horror because you have Sigourney Weaver who definitely can handle her own. Like I'm not saying by any means she's like super weak, but she's not an Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? So that there's a
Mhm.
level of Sigourney Weaver has to survive this.
Well,
And
that's
it's-
actually why I liked the first one is because I used to think that it's like, oh yeah, Sigourney Weaver's character is like a badass. But when you actually watch the first one, she doesn't do anything other than just survive. Like she's not trying to be badass in any kind of way. Like that's not even till Aliens where that happens. She's just like scared to death and wants to live. That's it.
Yeah.
That's like her whole role in the movie, and so it feels much more like tense because she's not fighting back really.
Yeah.
She's just trying to run away the whole time.
And that's exactly it for me. Is like she's not trying to be a badass, but she comes off being so badass.
Mhm.
Whereas like I'm not saying anything bad about Arnold Schwarzenegger because I still really like the first Predator movie too, but
Yeah,
when you
first
have
Predator
Arnold-
movie is sick.
yeah. But then when you have Arnold and he looks the way he is and you have the Predator coming and Arnold he's got machine guns or whatever. He's like got grenades and he's like he's being Arnold. You're like, well, yeah, of course this guy's meant to be badass. He's I'm expecting to see a fist fight between Arnold and the Predator by the end of the movie, but with Sigourney Weaver, you're like, oh, please don't run into the xenomorph.
Don't be like the dumb person in every other slasher flick.
Yeah.
That like, oh, it's fine, I'm gonna go outside, and then they like get smoked in the face with like a shovel.
My zombie nightmare.
Yep. Call back.
I think that would be me in our group where something happens. I'm like, guys, I think we should split up.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
All right, Lex. How about we'll go back to you. Any other main franchises or good call-outs that you want to throw out there?
Not really. Like I have a huge list. I have like 51 movies on my list here, but
Oh my goodness.
just kind of talking on like the Alien one. These are more just like fun stories about the horror movies. We watched Alien Romulus last year in theaters with my brother and my wife, and we actually had the entire theater to ourselves. And that was a fun experience. But at the end of the movie, my wife is like, "Oh, I really got to use the washroom." I'm like, "Okay." So me and my brother held back in the theater just to finish off the credits, just in case anything else popped up. And then at the end, we're walking down, and my wife jumps out from the side where you exit the theater, and just goes, "What?" That was an unsettling scare on my end of things. So she did in fact did not need to use the washroom. She just waited to scare us.
That is so good.
She left like 7 minutes early to prepare for this jump scare.
Like a psychopath.
Oh man.
Then the other one. So yeah, you can tell I get scared pretty easily. I watched it in theaters with two of my best friends. and I hate clowns and I hate water.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not only did we watch it in theaters, we watched it in 4D.
Oh,
Like
that's
the
one
ones
with
where
chairs,
the seats
right?
move. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But there's one scene in it, and again, no spoilers, where it's Pennywise and he's coming out of water. And those are like my two greatest fears. Clowns and water. Perfect. I literally stood up and I yelled, I'm like, I told you I don't like this movie. And then I walked out of the theater for like 10 minutes. Like, I was like, I stood up, I'm like, I hate this. And then I walked out. And then as I was walking back in, literally the entire rows were just laughing as I was walking in. I'm like, ooh, did not enjoy that scene at all. And they were all laughing, but we all had good fun. I'm like, oh man, that was a rough
so
one.
good.
Yeah.
Man.
Told you I didn't want to come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I guess people like watching me be scared, maybe. That's the fun part, watching horror movies with me.
I think it's because you're always trolling everybody whenever we play board games and things.
Yeah, this is the revenge round.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Everyone's like, all right, it's time to mess with Lex.
Yeah. But like, no, there's a lot of really great horror movies. Like if I were to recommend like a couple off the top of my head, The Descent was a very scary one.
Did we all watch that one together?
Yeah.
I think we did, right?
Yeah.
Totally. Yep.
Yeah.
So
that
good.
one was quite terrifying.
Mhm.
If you're looking for like the scary one still, like there's one called The Tunnel. It was like an Australian like camera, like handheld cam movie.
Oh no.
That one got me good there too. Still staying on like the handheld cam things, or like the not professionally filmed ones.
Mhm.
There was one called Grave Encounters.
Oh yeah.
That one was, again, scary and very unique premise as well to it as well. There was one called Host, where it's like, it's a bunch of like girlfriends and they're just on a Zoom call. And if you watch that during the pandemic, that one really gets to you too. Yeah. That one's short, and that was one of the few movies where I actually jumped so hard I almost threw up my back.
Next time we watch scary movies, I'm gonna have to make sure we bring some like Advil.
I need a brace, a heating pad. And then if you're looking for like kind of like Asian horror, Gonjiam Haunted Asylum, it's a Korean horror.
Oh, jeez.
That one was
intense.
That sounds I don't even understand what you said, and it sounded scary.
Yeah.
What is it called? Gonjiam?
Gonjiam. Gonjiam. Haunted Asylum.
Okay.
And just the story is like, it's a bunch of streamers that kind of like check out like haunted houses, and that's the premise, and that's all you need to know. So many good movies in itself there. If you're looking for like lighthearted ones, totally killer. I made this one as like a must watch every year as well. And I can't really talk too much without spoiling it, but it's a more lighthearted, fun one. So I'd recommend it to you, Gigs. Megan, I don't know why. It's just
that's the
that
one's
a fun one.
It's kind of like the new age Chucky, right? That's like the doll or something.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. I can't say friendly. That'd go against the premise of the movie.
It's more unsuspecting than Chucky. Like when you see Chucky, you're like, that's an evil doll for sure. But then you see Megan, and you're just like, this kind of hits that uncanny valley sort of feel, but she's not immediately like, that's a scary doll. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That one, Barbarian, if you guys have seen Barbarian. I had to call that one out, because that's actually going to be an annual movie for us in general, because that one's a fun one. And again, without getting into it, it's fun because it gives different point of views on how women feel in a certain scenario versus how men feel in a certain scenario. And I just find that to be so hilarious because, and again, like I won't provide any spoilers, but there's one scene where, you know, like when you see like a dark basement staircase, you're like, oh, hell no, I'm not going down there. That was the female's reaction. And then for the male's reaction, he kind of starts measuring it out because he's looking to see if he can add it as square footage to his house listing. So it's like, it's a great, like, in between to look at that. But
Yeah.
that one I'd highly recommend as well. There's a lot. Like there's so
Nice.
many movies. Cabin in the Woods.
Yes, I watched
Okay,
that one because of
unique one, yeah.
your recommendation.
Yeah, we have to take a
Yeah.
minute here to talk about Cabin in the Woods. That was going to be sort of my last
perfect.
call out if no one threw that out there. Do you want to run through a couple more on your list, Lex, before we close out with Cabin in the Woods?
I can toss out a couple more recos just super quick.
Yeah.
Do a couple more out.
Yeah, Heretic. It's
Okay.
like a slow burn, creepy thriller itself. There.
Sorry, is that one the one with Hugh Grant?
Yeah, Hugh Grant.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, he is a good actor in that one.
Okay.
Very good actor. Just looking at my list. Oh, the platform.
Platform, yeah.
I don't know if that's really a horror, maybe more thrillery, but
That's a
a
good
very
one,
unique premise as well. The VHS series that has a Tokyo Drift in there. Oh, Oddity. Oddity is another one that almost threw up my back on a scare as well.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Maybe I get scared super easy. I don't know, but I have a lot of fun watching these. And the other one is The Strangers. Oddly enough.
Yes. I think The Strangers is the one that gives me a lot of bad feelings in general.
Yeah.
That's the one with Liv Tyler.
Yeah. That's the most feasible scenario scary movie that I've seen, where it's like this could happen at any moment for no particular reason. It's not like, ooh, this is Halloween and I walked into a haunted house and now you're in a scary movie setting. This is just like you're at home. You're just at home doing your thing and now you're in a scary movie.
Yes, you are in the suburbs. That's it. That's literally it.
Yeah, that one and Vacancy. It's the same premise. Like it could happen at any moment. Like you're just at a motel and everything turns south, you know?
Yeah.
Those are the main ones I wanted to call out as like recos.
Yeah,
for
good.
now.
All really good recos. Yeah. I honestly, for any of the listeners, you cannot go wrong with any of those. Those are all really, really great picks. From my side, I wanted to call out a specific actor, actually. Not necessarily all in scary movies, but Samara Weaving is in a lot of these types of, like, I want to say borderline horror action comedy or dark comedy types of movies. So Ready or Not, if you haven't seen that one, Ready or Not is just a crazy, fun, kind of scary movie. I want to say it's like a dark, funny movie.
It's on my list.
Yeah, Ready or Not, such a good movie. And then the Babysitter movies, Babysitter 2. Samara Weaving's in those ones, and those ones are also really good, really fun. Like, I kind of lean towards, like, I like the scary movies, of course, the ones that scare you. That was my goal when I was younger, find ones that are, like, genuinely terrifying. More recently, I really like the ones that are, like, horror movies that are kind of positioned as being still kind of, like, tongue-in-cheek fun, right? So like the Ready or Not one is just like, you watch it, you're laughing still, but there's like scary moments. You're like, that's a fun movie. Now, this is like the cream of the crop. Cabin in the Woods. So we watched this. I think Lex, you recommended this one. You saw this first and you told me, go watch this movie and don't read anything. Like don't watch the trailer, don't read the synopsis, just go and watch the movie completely blind. And so I was like, okay, Cabin in the Woods. I'm familiar with this sort of cabin trope. We've got like Evil Dead. We've got Cabin Fever, those kinds of movies. So I'm like, okay, I think I know what I'm getting into. And like, it starts off kind of like, you're like, I'm not really sure I understand the tone of what this movie is supposed to be. And then it goes bonkers. And it's scary. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's just kind of like a masterpiece of a movie that like is really fan service for horror movie fans, I want to say.
Yep.
Yes,
100%.
totally.
So if anyone has not seen Cabin in the Woods, that would be, as you've heard from this episode, I'm aside from giving recommendations to Lex, because now we've built that trust together. I'm hesitant to recommend movies to people I don't know, because I don't know what kinds of things you're into.
Style,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want to say like, oh yeah, watch this, and then you come back and say, oh, that was too bloody for me, or it wasn't scary enough. But I think in general, if you like the horror movie genre and you haven't seen Cabin in the Woods, I think that's a safe pick. Go check out Cabin in the Woods. I think it's going to be worth it if you're a horror movie fan.
Definitely. That was a good watch.
All right, folks, that's a wrap for us this week on the Triple XP Arcade. We always love hanging out with you in the party, so please leave a comment below and let us know what your favorite scary movie is. And if you have seen a ton of scary movies like Lex has, let us know maybe what upcoming scary movie you're most excited to watch. Be sure to follow us on socials as well so you don't miss a drop with new episode releases every Friday. And next Friday, we're going to be starting our Villain Versus series. So we're going to be posting our 16 movie villains that are going to go tournament-style brackets. Next week, we're going to be breaking that 16 bracket into 8, and then we're going to finish off on Halloween this month with the finale. We're going to break down that top 8, and we're going to find out who the best movie villain is on Halloween night. So until then, game on, stay nerdy, and remember, you always level up faster at the Triple XP Arcade.